The trade deadline was last week. The end of the season is 2 months away. Let's do some power rankings. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about power rankings. The trade deadline was last week. Like I said, we are almost to the postseason. Let's see where these teams stand. We're going to be going over power rankings in this video. Who are the top 10 teams in Major League Baseball? But before we get started, make sure you go down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And do give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy, and let's get right into it. At number 10, we got the New York Mets. They spent a bunch of their time in the trade deadline trying to fill out the bullpen. They signed Gregory Soto, Tyler Rogers, and Ryan Helsley. They now have one of the deepest bullpens in baseball. They also did add center fielder Cedric Mullins, and this will allow Jeff McNeil to be able to move back to second base, and this just gives more flexibility in the lineup. Now, all they need is their high-priced starters to start playing up to expectations. At number 9, we got the Houston Astros, and this team has a lot of players that was on the injured list and on the rehab list right now, but they probably had the big explosion other than Eugenio Suarez to the Mariners. They got Carlos Correa back in the lineup, and that is probably the biggest thing that has them at number 9, because really, if you asked me before the trade deadline, I'd have probably put them at like 15, 14, 13, somewhere in there. They wouldn't have been in my top 10. But they got Carlos Correa, they got Jesus Sanchez back, and they got Yordan Alvarez. This has given the lineup a huge boost of firepower heading into the back half. Well, not really back half. It's already been the back half. The All-Star game was a month ago as we head into the final stretch of the season. At number 8, we got the team that had the biggest explosion in the trade deadline, and yes, that is the Seattle Mariners. They signed Eugenio Suarez. They also added Josh Naylor. So with them two bats in the middle of the lineup, this team does look like legitimate title contenders at this point. They also did add an arm into their bullpen, and on top of that, they have the easiest remaining schedule in the American League, according to Bleacher Report. At number 7, this was a team, they were linked to like so many players on deadline day. Merrill Kelly and Joe Ryan. It's the Boston Red Sox. They were linked to so many players, and they settled for Dustin May, which is a starter that has 104 innings pitched this year with a 5 ERA. Well, it's a 4.85, but almost a 5 ERA, and they're adding him as the big addition to their starting rotation. The only other addition was lefty reliever Steven Matz. This team went 17-7 in July, and they looked great heading into August, and I just feel like maybe if they added some more reinforcements on the diamond, they would be a stronger contender. Maybe, but right now they're at number 7 for me. At number 6, I'm going to give this to the Detroit Tigers, and this is a team heading into the deadline. They really needed some pitching. So what did they do? They pretty much hired a whole new pitching staff. They got starters Chris Paddock and Charlie Morton. They also got Kyle Finnegan, Rafael Montero, and Paul Sewell to join the bullpen. Now let's not forget, the Tigers had a rough patch in July. They went 1-12 at one point. But despite that, and this new pitching staff they have, they are still the runaway favorites in the AL Central race. The only question is, did they do enough to be legitimate title contenders in October? Now at number 5, we got the Philadelphia Phillies, who did have a big splash in the trade deadline. They were able to cross off the biggest thing on their to-do list, and that was go and get Juan Duran from the Twins. They did have to give up catcher Eduardo Tate and young starter Mick Abel to get the deal done, but they were also able to add some outfield depth in Harrison Bader, who very potentially could turn into an everyday player. This team has all the pieces they need to be a World Series championship winner. Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Brandon Marsh, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner. They got the team. They just got to deliver. So this next team, Bleacher Report described it as a hack in one word. Their trade deadline. A swing and a miss. A hack. The best thing that happened for them was they signed Shane Bieber. Or they didn't sign him, but they traded for him. And he hasn't even pitched a game this season in Major League Baseball. He's still returning from surgery. I mean, he's a good pitcher. Whenever he's healthy, I think he'll be great, but I'm not even 100% sure if he's supposed to return yet. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody let me know in the comments down below. They gave up 3 of their best prospects for a couple of relievers, and they got a bench bat in Ty France. this team in the trade deadline really didn't do much, but they are still one of the hottest teams in baseball. Right now they're playing the Rockies, and they should be able to defeat this team pretty good, and I think they will be good contenders in October. At number 3, we got the Chicago Cubs, who really didn't do much. They missed out on some players. They did get starter Michael Soroka, relievers Andrew Kittredge and Taylor Rogers, and they also got Willie Castro, but this was almost a disappointment for a Cubs team that has a clear sight of a playoff run and possibly a title run. But they really needed something to solidify their postseason rotation. They did miss out on a key starter. But the good news, only the Dodgers and the Padres have a harder remaining schedule in the National League. And also this NL Central race between them and the Brewers is probably going to go down to the wire. At number 2, we got the LA Dodgers, and this was a surprisingly quiet deadline for them. I mean, their only notable pickups was outfielder Alex Call and reliever Brock Stewart. But they did welcome back Blake Snell from the injured list, and they also could get Max Muncy back sometime this week. I mean, by the time this video is uploaded, they probably have got him back. I don't know. Dalton Rushing and Alex Freeland, their rookies, have a big chance to make an impact as they get more comfortable in the majors. But to really sum it up for the Dodgers, it's the frickin' Dodgers. Now at number 1, numero uno, the last team, we got the Milwaukee Brewers, who are, without a doubt, the hottest team in baseball. I don't know if this record still holds up by the time this video comes out, but they have a 20-7 record since July. And they really didn't do much in the trade deadline. They signed catcher Danny Jansen, outfielder Brandon Lockridge, and they also signed 2 injured pitchers, Jordan Montgomery and Shelby Miller. But this team was also in the race for Eugenio Suarez, I believe, and this team would have won it all if they got Suarez. I'm just being honest, they would have won it all. Milwaukee has a very dangerous rotation, a fun offense, and a bullpen that isn't bad. We'll just see how this translates in October. So that's it. Those are my top 10 teams in Major League Baseball after the trade deadline. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to go on down below and subscribe if you are new. Leave a like, and also don't forget to click that bell so you never miss a video. Also, leave me some comments, leave me some opinions, let me know, how do you guys feel about the rankings? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.